The beauty of the Mathewsons is that you never know what's going to turn up.
Ready to let someone else have some fun with you.
Newly arrived, and all from one family of collectors in Lancashire, a 1968 Mini Cooper and a 1979 1275 GT. A 60-year-old post office van, plus one more surprising delivery.
We've had its sign written on with all this. We haven't really done a lot with it. We've had it 10 years sat about, and we did a funeral once with it, to be fair. For a milkman, yeah. And it was a bleeding car with coffin on back.
This was Robin Spedding's funeral cortege in Clitheroe. A fitting send-off for someone who'd spent most of his life as a milkie.
It's my granddad's. It's hard to tell what they're worth. You don't see many about.
Also a rare sight is another Morris J-Series van from 1958. Derek's keen to give it the stamp of approval.
This is a genuine Royal Mail van, and the easiest way you tell, the quickest way you tell, is by the headlamps. A privately owned, privately run J-type van would have the headlamps on the mudguard. As the Royal Mail preferred rubber mudguards, which have been replaced with these metal ones, the only place to put the headlamp was in there. Boy, were they bashed about, which is why they went for rubber wings. The sliding door really was invented for ease of in and out, multi-drops and stuff like that, but it still never really quite worked because you still cut your entry space down, really. You know, I mean, there's not a great deal of room for an oversized postman to be jumping in and out of there all day long, is there? Very, very popular. Lovely mechanics, 1489, B-series engine, really powerful engine, on top of the job. Big money, big money. I've seen them change hands at 25,000. 20,000 is quite the norm. You don't buy much of a van less than 20. I've had it on good authority, they're not making any more, and they're certainly not going down in value. Just lovely, isn't it? It's just a quirky 1950s British truck. The strange thing is, if that badge there had read Citroen, we'd be standing there thinking, bit of an ugly old thing. You know, some kids designed that. But as it's a Morris or an Austin, we forgive all that. I think it's great. I think it's absolutely lovely. And it will cause a lot of interest. A Morris J-type. Lovely old vehicles, very, very popular now, extremely expensive.
This 1957 milk float has been restored and has come from a family in Lancashire.
That's unusual as well, that's nice, look at that. So yeah, folding doors, isn't that lovely? Well, that work of art, that, isn't it? Easy access, you see, that's what you want. And of course, if you're going to load up and that, you don't want your door sliding through here, do you? So it keeps all this area free for your crates and such like. The problems with milk floats is they had a habit of rusting quite badly. You know, when they were washed out most days, they were constantly wet and they rusted out really, really bad. It's a bit like fire engines, ambulances, and stuff like that. Petrol tankers we were talking about this week. It's a milk float and it's always going to be a milk float, that's it. So unless you've got some sort of interest in the milk business, it's not really a great deal of good to you. And yeah, I love them. Not your cup of tea?
Not my cup of tea, no, quite rightly said. No. What will this be worth?
Well, J-type vans at the moment are nice ones at 25,000 quid. They're 20,000 upwards. Being a milk float, I don't think it's worth that sort of money, and I don't think it will achieve that money.
It'll get turned into a bar or some sort, won't it?
And you could serve both sides. You could have like 3 pumps each side. You could have a hell of a bar here, couldn't you, when you think of it? Oh, blimey, you'd sell some drink over here, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And you could have like 2 fellas, one each side, couldn't you? Serving each way.
Yeah, you're away then.
And a queue each side.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm beginning to see a little business coming on here.
All excited.
Oh dear, I can see a profit here somewhere. Lot number 180, the 1958 Morris J-van. Post office livery, comes from a large collection. Where are we going to be? Where? 15, we got it. 15, 16, 17,
hang on,
18,
so we've got 18, 19...
20,000, 21. 21,000 over here on my right, 22.
22's your bid.
22.5. 22.5 over this side, 23. 23, more than this, 23.5. 24. Jordan's phone provisionally 24.
There you go, David. That was happy days. That was fairly easy.
In the office, Paul tries to seal the deal.
He wants 25. Hello, is that William? Yes, now then, yeah. He'll split the difference with you at 24.5, mate. OK, all right, I'll tell him he can have it.
With almost 25 grand in the bank, the sellers are hoping their other J-Type will also deliver.
Lot number 238, 1957, Morris Milk Float.
Right, I think we'll let him start, and then we'll go from that figure.
19, we're away.
Right,
19.
he's got 19.
19.5.
19.5. He's got 20. Would you like 21?
20,500.
21.
J-Type. 21.
It's provisional, man.
Charlie, prep gentleman up. He's going to have to find a little bit more.
21 hour bid for the first.
For the second.
Third and last time. 21. Down to you, David. Well done. It's only 2 grand off of what the reserve is, so I think it'll go up a bit more. I think the vendor might come down a little bit, so they'll meet somewhere in the middle.
After a bit of chatter, all parties agree on 21 grand. The milk float now has a new home in Cornwall, and it didn't travel on its own. Private collector David Hatton also bought the Royal Mail van. He admits he's got the nostalgia bug.